students, and welcome in the online session of class 7th science. We are continuing with the chapter 5 acids, bases and salts. This is the new chapter we are starting today. So let us see what we'll cover in the chapter. We are going to see about acids, bases, indicators, types of indicators and how they change their colors in acids and bases. So let's start with and try to find out what are these substances. Okay. So first we'll start with the introduction of acids, bases and salts. Now we eat a lot of things. Okay. The things which we can eat, they are called edible things. Now around us in our kitchen, in our home, in our school, in our tiffins, we have lot of edible things which we intake in our body. For example, lemon, baking soda, tamarind, salt, vinegar, tomatoes, curd, milk. So many examples are there which we take daily in our food. Now, all of these edible substances which we eat, they can be classified into three categories: acids, bases, and salts. But in this chapter, we have to now focus only on acids and bases. We'll try to find out what are acids, what are bases, and salts also. Now, you can see the diagram here which is given. In this diagram, you can see a scale is given, right? The name of the scale is pH scale. The scale is called pH scale. As you can see, there are some numbers written over here, fine? So the range of the number is from 0 to 14. And here in the center you can see neutral is written and the number which is showing neutral is 7. Okay, and you can see on the left side acidic is written and on the right side alkaline is written. Alkaline means bases, fine. Now this range from 0 to 6 shows the acidic nature, means all these substances which have these values, this pH values, these numbers which are given here 0, 1, 2, these are the pH values, and if the substance has these values then they are acidic. Means lemon, what is the pH value of lemon? It is 2. If it comes in this category acid, that means lemon has acid nature. Okay, you can see tomato, what is the pH value? 4. So 4 also comes in acidic, so tomato is also acidic in nature. Then 7 is neutral. Neutral means neither acidic nor basic, and one of the example of it is water. We all know that water has no taste. Okay, it is neutral, that's why we use water for drinking, and its pH value is 7. You can see here that soap, what is the pH value given here? 12. That means it comes under which category now? Alkaline, that means bases. So 0 to 6 is the range of acids, 8 to 14 is the range of bases. Acid nature increases from 6 to 1 in this direction. That means 1 pH value is more acidic than 6. 5 pH value is more acidic than 6. 3 pH value is more acidic than 5. So when we move from 6 to 1, the acid character goes on increasing. If you see on the right side, the values increase from 8 to 14 like this. That means basic nature increases in this format. Means 11 is more basic than 9. But in acidic, it is, as we are moving towards the left side, so it is in opposite direction. As the value decreases, acidity increases. Acidic nature increases. Now let us see some of the examples which are shown in the diagram here. You can see this battery, fine. Batteries we all have seen in our houses. We use torch cells, cell in the clocks, in the wristwatches, in the remotes. Those all batteries, they have acids in them. They are highly acidic because you can see the pH value is 0. Much acids. Okay. Then stomach acid. We all know in our stomach there is an acid produced. You have studied already. Okay. That is HCl. What is the pH value of that HCl? pH value is 1. That means it is a very strong acid because from 0 to 1, 0 to 6 to 1, the acid nature is increasing. 1 is more acidic than 6 here. Then lemon is also acidic, vinegar, tomato, coffee. It is generally said that we should avoid coffee and tea because they are acidic in nature. They can create acidity in the stomach. Fine. Now on the right hand side, bases are present, which you can see here. Baking soda is a base. Our blood, human blood, is also slightly basic, slightly little basic in nature. Then soap is a base which we use for washing the clothes and for bathing, etc. Bleaching agents which we use, they are also basic in nature. Then drain cleaners, okay, some powders which are used to clean the drains, they are also basic in nature. So we can divide all these substances into main two categories: acidic and bases. And the one which is neither acidic nor basic, then it is neutral in nature, okay, and its pH value is 7. Now let us begin and see what are acids first. So here, first of all, I have quoted some examples: curd, vinegar, orange juice. What is the similarity in all of them? Can anyone guess? Yes, the similarities is that they all have a sour taste. They all have a sour taste. Sour means khatta. So they all have a sour taste in them. And all the substances which are sour in taste, they are acids. Okay. So acids, you can define acids are the substances which are sour in taste. Now, acid has come from a Latin word. Latin is a language. So acid has come from a Latin word acidus, which means sour. That's why we use the word acid. Okay. Now, acids can be natural as well as artificial acids. Fine. Now, as the name suggests, natural. Where do we get these natural acids? These are the acids which are found in plants and animals. Yes, they are found in the bodies of plants and in the body of animals. As we have also HCl as an acid present in our body. So these acids which are present in plant body and animal body, they are called the natural acids. And you'll surprised to know that these all acids are weak acids. They are very weak acids. Acids like in curd also acid is present. That is a weak acid. We are eating it. Orange juice has citric acid. It is also a weak acid. Vinegar which we use in our pickles, it is also a weak acid. Okay, examples: lactic acid, acetic acid. Okay. Now, other type of acids are artificial acids. Artificial acids means the acids which are made in labs by humans. And these acids are very strong in nature. You cannot consume it. We cannot consume it. We cannot taste it because they are very strong. They can be corrosive. They can burn our skin. So they are very strong acids. And the three most strong acids are: one is HCl, which is produced in lab. The other acid is sulfuric acid. These names you have to learn. Sulfuric acid. And the third strong acid is nitric acid. Okay. Just repeat after me. What are these three strong acids? Artificial ones: HCl, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. Okay. Now, let's see what are bases. For example, baking soda, as we have seen in the first picture, that baking soda which is found in our house, we use it for making pakoras, for making cake, right? So this baking soda, it is not sour in taste. When it is not sour in taste, that means it is not acid. Then what it is? So if you will taste baking soda, it is little bitter in taste. Bitter means kadwa. It is bitter in taste. And if you will rub baking soda in your hand, you will feel soapy in touch. Okay, like you can see in the picture how the soap touches there when you take bath. It is very slippery in touch. So these substances which are bitter in taste and which have a soap like touch, they all are called bases. Okay, they all are called bases. And bases can also be called as alkalis. Other word for base is alkalis. Fine. Let us see some examples now. This potassium hydroxide, which is written as, the symbol is KOH. K means potassium, hydroxide is OH. KOH. It look like these white colored tablets like. Okay, this is solid form. It is found in liquid form also. Other example here I have shown you sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide means NaOH. Fine. Na is sodium. Na is the symbol for sodium and OH is hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. You have to learn these two examples. and one this magnesium hydroxide, Mg. Mg stands for magnesium, and in bracket you will write OH, and here it is 2. This is the formula for magnesium hydroxide. So three bases you have to remember: NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide; KOH, that is potassium hydroxide; and magnesium hydroxide is MgOH whole twice. Okay, it is read like MgOH whole twice, MgOH twice here. Okay, so these are the three examples of bases. Okay, so acids are the substances which are sour in taste, and bases are the substances which are bitter in taste and which feel soapy. Fine. Now let us see the third our topic, that is indicators. Indicators are very special substances. Okay, these are they are the substances which are used to check whether a substance is acid or base. Like suppose in a glass, one solution is kept in front of you, one liquid is kept in front of you, and somebody asks you to find out whether it is acidic or basic. Now everything we cannot identify by tasting because it can be dangerous. So how we can find that it is an acid or a base? Okay, so for that the substances which are used, they are called indicators. They can tell us that whether that liquid is an acid or a base. Okay, now how these indicators will work, what they will do, when we will add these indicators to that liquid or to any of the substance, they change their color. What they do, they change their color. Who is changing the color now, children? Indicators. Acids are not changing their colors, bases are not changing their color, but who is changing the color? Indicators. They change their color when they are added to any acid or any base. Indicators change the color, and with the change in the color we can find out that whether the substance is an acid or a base. Okay, so they are the substances which change color when they are added to any acid or base. They are called indicators. Now indicators also can be of two types. One is natural indicator and the other one can be the artificial indicator. Fine. Now some examples of natural means which are found in nature now. So one is turmeric, haldi, then China rose. China rose, you can see here in the diagram, this is China rose. And one very important indicator is litmus. Fine. So these three indicators we have to study now: turmeric, China rose, and litmus. Okay. Let us now study them one by one. Okay. First, we'll start with, one more thing, artificial indicators. These three were the examples of natural indicators. Now, let us see some examples of artificial indicators also. Now, two important artificial indicators are there. One is phenolphthalein. How to pronounce it? Phenolphthalein. And the other one is methyl orange. It is methyl orange. Now, you see, this litmus we have studied, this is the natural indicator, right? This is the natural indicator. It is found from the lichens. You have studied in chapter 1 what are lichens. Lichens are the plants, it is the association in which algae and fungus, both the plants live together, and they are called lichens. So the juice which is extracted from the lichen is called litmus. You will study in the later slides now. Now litmus isn't actually a liquid, but nowadays it is available in paper strips form also. So two types of paper strips are there. One is red litmus and other one is blue litmus. Okay. And when these indicators are added to some of the solution, they change their color, and accordingly we can find that whether the substance is an acid or a base. Same way, China rose can also be used. China rose is boiled in the hot water. It is boiled, and then the this solution which is made, this is acting as an indicator. Okay. So now see artificial ones. So we have two artificial indicators, phenolphthalein and methyl orange. Let's see what happens to them. Now, as we have seen, there is one blue litmus paper and one red litmus paper. Fine. So now, if you have an acid solution, okay, the liquid which is given to you, if it is acid, and you add blue litmus paper, so blue litmus paper will turn red. That means what? An acid changes blue litmus to red. Okay. If you will put a blue litmus in base, then there will be no change in color. If in neutral, neutral means they are not acid nor bases, that means salts. If you add blue litmus in a neutral solution, again there will be no change. That means what? Only acids can change blue litmus to red color. Okay. Now take another indicator, red litmus solution. Red litmus, if you put in acid, there will be no change because acids can change blue to red, not red to blue. Now if you put red litmus in base, then what the base will do? Base will turn red litmus to blue color. This is the property of base, that it turns red to blue. And if red litmus is put in neutral solution, no change in color. And now let us see what happens with artificial indicators. So first one is methyl orange. If we add acid in methyl orange, then methyl orange will turn red. If red colors comes, that means the solution is acid. If methyl orange is added in a base, then the color changed is yellow. If methyl orange is added in neutral solution, then the color changes orange. Okay. So these are the color changes by which we can understand that whether it is an acid, base or neutral. Acid gives red color with methyl orange, base give yellow color with methyl orange, and neutral solutions give orange color with methyl orange. Means orange means no change. Okay. Now phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein when added to acid, it remains colorless. It shows no change in color. Okay, means if you add phenolphthalein to any solution and the color does not change, that means it's an acid. If you add phenolphthalein in some solution and it turns red, that means it is a base. If you add phenolphthalein in any solution and it does not change any color, it remains colorless. That means again it's a neutral solution. Okay. So by change of these colors, we can find out that the solution is acidic, basic or neutral. Now let's move on to the next slide and see what is litmus now. Now see, litmus, as I have told you, they are obtained from lichens. Okay, the juice extracted from lichens is of purple color and is called litmus. But now it is available in paper strips also, and it is called red litmus paper and blue litmus paper. Now, when litmus is added to acid, what will happen? It turns red, and when added to base, it turns blue. But if there is no change, that means what type of solution it is? Neutral solution. Okay. Now let's move on to next one and see. So in the experiment here you can see that this is a blue color litmus paper and this is a red color litmus paper. Fine. You can see here that blue litmus paper is dipped in a solution. So it has turned red. So what solution it is? So it is acidic because acids change blue to red. That means this is what? Acid. Now you can see here it is red color litmus paper. It is dipped in a solution and its color here you can see it has changed to blue. So what it is? Red to blue, that means it is a base. A base can change red to blue. This is how litmus papers are used to check whether a solution is an acid or a base. Fine. Now next one is turmeric. Turmeric is haldi. Okay, so now turmeric papers are also available which are used in the lab to test. Now see, if turmeric paper is added to acid, it remains yellow. That means no change. Means turmeric do not show any color change with acids. But if turmeric paper is added in a basic solution, in a base, then it shows red color. Students, you can notice that if suppose you are eating and some vegetable falls on your dress, it gives a yellow color due to turmeric. But next day when you wash it, what happens? When you wash it, you rub the soap on it. As soon as you rub the soap on it, this yellow color turns to red. That means what? Soap is nothing but a base. And when base is applied on turmeric, it shows red color. Okay. Now next, see China rose. Now this is China rose. It is boiled in water. Okay. And you can see here that acids give, as you have seen in the table in the previous slides, that this China rose, you can see here that China rose is an indicator. Fine, this one. And China rose with the acids it shows this color and with the base it remains colorless. Okay, so China rose is boiled in water and it becomes pinkish in shade like this. So this indicator is ready now after boiling China rose in hot water. In acids it shows little yellowish color, but in base it remains colorless. Okay, now next one is this is the theory of it, that China rose is soaked in the hot water, it creates a solution and that can be used as an indicator. Fine. Now acids turn China rose to red color. Acids turn China rose to red color or pink, and base turn China rose to light yellow and green color. Okay. Now acids, difference between acid and base. So acids are first sour in taste and base is bitter in taste. They have a sour taste, they have a bitter taste. Acids turn blue litmus to red. Bases cannot turn blue litmus to red. Acids have no effect on red paper, but base can turn red litmus to blue. Acids no effect on turmeric paper, means turmeric paper do not do not show any kind of change. But with base, turmeric paper turns to red. Fine. Acids with China rose turn to dark pink, and base with China rose turn to green shade. Fine, this you have to remember. China rose gives dark pink color with acids and it gives a green color with the base. Okay, now see some of the definitions. Substances that are sour in taste, they are called acids. Substances that are bitter in taste and they feel soapy, they are called bases. Examples we have already studied. Fine. Then let us summarize now what we have done today. So we have seen what are acids and bases, which are sour in taste, which are bitter in taste. Then we have studied about some of the acids, some of the bases, and then we studied about indicators, natural as well as artificial indicators. Fine. I hope the concepts are clear to you. Do watch the video completely, twice, thrice, till the concept is not clear, and learn the concepts also. Okay, so we'll meet in the next session. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.